The apathy thing is something that I've dealt with my whole life in every business. You're going to have some people that are just jacked up and passionate about their jobs, and those people are great, and you
Sure.
need them on your team, and they kind of
Yes.
rise to the top, like the cream. And so, but on the other side, there's always going to be people in your companies that are just showing up for work and are hard to get excited about what they do. And so I thought it would be worth a discussion on how to minimize that or mitigate that kind of apathetic attitude. And
One of them is keep a conversation going with your employees. Don't, I try not to micromanage, right? My people, because that's one way of creating this apathy. In fact, it's a great way of driving people out. But I've found that that can backfire too by going too far in the other direction where I'm leaving someone kind of to their own devices too much. That's one of the tricks
I
that
like that.
I
Yeah.
use. Yeah. What
I
about
think
you?
for me, I think it's building that sense of, it's not a family. That analogy is not right, but
Yeah.
it is I love the team analogy. We're gonna build this high quality team. We're gonna put the best players in each role,
Yep.
and I want people to look forward to coming to work. It maybe the reason isn't just the work itself, but it's the team and the people and the support they get.
Yes.
And I think part of that is, I've talked about it for years. It's the Friday barbecue. It's the, hey, I'm going to cook breakfast for everybody today. Or it's also having, and here's a fine line comment, but it's knowing more about your employees, right? Not
Yes.
just, hey, great to see you, go to work. It's, how's your kid? And, oh, did they make the football team or the cheerleading squad? Or are they, oh, what college are they getting into? But being genuinely interested in them, I think, helps eliminate some of that apathy and gets them more invested in the work.
If you don't express an interest in your employees, personal lives, and you don't want to overreach,
Correct. That's
obviously,
that fine line, right?
but if you don't express that interest, that communicates to them potentially that it's not okay to share about themselves.
Yeah.
And one way to make people feel really apathetic is to shut down every avenue that they have to get
To share.
joy.
Yeah.
And people get joy out of sharing their
Correct.
own stories. And so opening that door up in, like you said, in a genuine way where you're actually interested, it makes things more enjoyable for your team, but it also makes things more enjoyable for you. You get that human connection, but it's that fine line.
And
right?
I think
Exactly.
that the first way to do that, or one of the ways to do it, is to create opportunity for them to share in a casual environment.
Yes.
And the way you have to do that is, whether it's the thing you do on the Friday where, like, I used to love to cook for everybody, and I'd get the barbecue out, and okay, great, and I'm going to make this, and make that. And
but it's low
I'll go
stakes.
shopping. Low stakes. And I would keep my mouth shut and
Yes.
listen. And I'd hear everybody talking back and forth, and I'd pick up that, oh, so-and-so's mom is maybe ill, or, so-and-so's going on this trip, and you just kind of file that stuff away. So later when you're walking into the customer service department, you can, hey, how's your mom? Is it okay? Do you need any time? Do you need whatever?
Yep.
Or, hey, when are you going on this? I heard you going on this trip.
Yeah.
I don't see it on the calendar, but
Yeah.
But
Should we talk about that? Yeah.
yeah. Should we get that out there? But that, and it can't just, it's not just you, because it needs to also be from your managers. Cause you may not, as the business owner, be interacting with these folks that much.
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully you're working on your business, not in it as much every day.
Yep.
And so it all kind of goes downhill. And I'm thinking about this apathy thing. That might be the best way, is making them feel connected to your business. So yeah, in recognizing their humanity, really important part. Look at that. I got a thumbs up bubble. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty
you
cool.
That's pretty good.
I see it. Most of the listeners, in fact, all of the listeners won't see it.
Dang, I
But
thought it was pretty
but
nice.
if they're watching the videos that we're putting out on YouTube, they will.
Oh yeah, the listeners, of course, they would see it. But anyway, so it's important to recognize that it starts with us. It's not the employee's fault they're apathetic about your business. It's your fault.
It's
and
your fault.
Supervisors, your managers, and your processes and your crummy systems, if you even have any.
Yeah.
So figure that out. Engage with them. Learn about them. I used to love, it's the WAB. Walking around the block. Grab an employee and go walk around the block and talk about what's bugging you. But get them out of their seat, whatever they're doing, and go walk around the block and say, hey, I've been thinking about this, and I've noticed that we're stumbling here. Our our quality's gone downhill here. What do you think? And how do we fix this? It works out great. So making people feel like they're listened to is another big one as well.
Makes a huge difference.